how did you personally feel? You mentioned it already. Him being a warrior. When you started seeing him, obviously his health declining after he retired, the back surgery, being on crutches. How did you personally feel about it after seeing him at the pinnacle?
I felt, like everyone else would feel. You feel sad. You feel, why is that happening? Why did that happen? You don't want to ask the questions. You want to stay in your lane with it, but you also want to know, hey man, I'm here. I understand, what you're going through. But are you going to be all right? You know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, it's just, and I think that's why we love him, man, because he's opened his heart up and he's sharing his life with us, and we're able to, you want to pick him up and hold him and hug him and be there for him, in those moments, because it's like I said, you want to root for him. He's a true champion, people, when you make movies and you make films, it's like if somebody's sitting there talking about how great they are or this or that, and it's like, you know what, I want the dude that has been through what I've been through and that's going to humble himself and be on a level and connect with me and let me feel his pain. And Ronnie Coleman has done that. He's opened his heart up to his fans and to the fans' family and people, and that's just the way he is. He's a very open person, and there's nothing to hide with him, and I think it's just powerful. It makes it that more powerful,
Absolutely. Just a couple more questions, Kevin. What was it like being on stage and competing against him?
Being on stage next to him, I always knew that I could outpose Ronnie. I always knew that. But I always knew that, man, I gotta pull a lat spread out next to him. Ain't gonna be looking too good for me. As a competitor, that's what you think about. Like I didn't want to stand next to him and pull my poses. But if I'm forced to do it, then great. I'm gonna give him my best shot. Ronnie Coleman, I could only beat Ronnie Coleman in one pose, when he was at his best. And I think that pose was a side chest, Other than that, it was like, he was just on another level, man, no matter what I did. So standing next to him, it brought out more fire in me, and but I also knew, and I think all of us knew that, what, the battle was for second. The battle ain't for first. We're battling for second. So I was more concerned. I mean, reality sets in, you're more concerned with Flex and what Sean's doing. So I'm gonna go after these dudes, and take them out. Yeah, Ronnie's doing his own, man. That was just it. I remember Sean backstage. Sean goes, "Oh well, oh guys, what do you think?" I'm like, he goes, "Well, looks like we're all battling for second. Show's over." And this as soon as he peeled it off before pre-show even got started. It's over. And Sean, how Sean talks. Looks like we're battling for second. What do you think, Flex, Kevin? Yeah. Oh, dude, ain't no sense going out there. This would be Sean, right? No sense in winding ourselves in a pose down. Dude, I'm not going to go out there and wear myself out for what? For what? Why continue to wind ourselves? But, so, yeah.
Last question, Kevin. I mean, you kind of mentioned it already, but, let's say 5 years, 10 years from now, how do you think people will remember Ronnie Coleman? What kind of legacy you think he'll leave in the sport and the industry?
Ronnie Coleman, man, is on a level like a Michael Jordan, as to basketball, as to you know, Tiger Woods, just one of those names. You know, Arnold was in Arnold's time. You know, Ronnie Coleman was in our time, but Ronnie Coleman took bodybuilding to another whole level when it came to size and symmetry. Size and symmetry, you know. There's some black and white photos taken of Ronnie Coleman that you'll never ever see anybody look anything like that again. That's just unbelievable, you know, task. And I think it's a piece of that part of that history, you know, as that's written, that it will never be written again, you know, in that era, like a Muhammad Ali. You know, you take the greats from Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier, George Foreman. You remember those greats. Those guys are greats because they did battle with Muhammad Ali. You know, Ali gave them a name. You know, so me, Sean Flex, Chris Cormier, all of us being on stage, we got to keep reminding ourselves, we were also lifted because of Ronnie Coleman, you know, on that stage. You know, Jay got his name because of Ronnie. You know, so, I mean, that's part of history that is a legacy, man, that can't be replaced.
That whole era can't be replaced anymore at this point.
No. It's not going to happen. Not going to happen.
It's like the real golden era.
That was it, because Joe Weider was alive, Ben Weider was alive. They were involved. They gave us their wisdom. They gave us their knowledge. You know, the greatest photo shoots ever taken was from, you know, Chris Lunn, you know, for Flex magazine. You know, Bill Dobbins, Muscle and Fitness, Robert Reef. You know, you're talking about some historical moments that these guys shot. Arnold and, you know, Lee Haney and just the
before the
greats.
social media stuff.
Yes. And, you know, Ben and Joe Weider, you know, and holding up. It's just, yeah, it's a piece of history that we had an opportunity to live and be part of that changed the sport.